the pulse of the cosmos. Death and rebirth in the Mexica vision for many modern Western cultures. Death is the end of everything, the antithesis of life. But for the ancient Mexicas, with their vibrant capital in Tenochtitlan, this could not have been further from the truth. Their perspective on life and death was deeply intertwined with their complex religion. In the Nahuatl world, death was not the opposite of life. Rather, existence and death together configured what they called life. Just as the heart beats in a cycle of systole and diastole, existence and death formed the very heartbeat of life. For the Mexicas, everything was done in anticipation of death, not as a final defeat, but as the threshold of a new cycle. They saw the human being as a sun that is born in the east, reaches its zenith in the south, and dies in the west. But just as the sun crosses the underworld at night to reappear each morning, the human being was transformed through death. It was a process of cosmic and literal recycling. After being buried Tlachtli, the earth deity would devour the mortal part of the body. After 4 years, the bones were taken from the deepest part of the underworld to be ground by the goddess Tlachtli, who would spill his blood on them, giving that human being a new life. This powerful image underscores the fundamental idea that life was generated through death, a cycle of nourishment that allowed the essence of the deceased to embark on their next journey. The destiny of the deceased was not determined by how they lived, but by the manner in which they died. They did not aspire to the 13 heavens, which were the dwelling place of the gods. Instead, there were 4 main destinations: El Primero, Iravel, Inframundo de Nuve, Nivels, Reservado, Paraquayans, Deveyes, Oporcauses, Trells. The first was the gloomy underworld of 9 levels, reserved for those who died of old age or from natural causes. It was a 4-year journey, full of trials, until they reached Mictlantecutli and Mictlacihuatl, the Lord and Lady of the underworld. After overcoming all trials, the deceased became part of the universe, achieving final rest. The second was Toneshu Ichin, the House of the Sun, a paradise in the east for warriors who died in combat, and for women who died during their first childbirth. They were considered warriors, and their destiny was to accompany the sun god, Tonesu, in his daily battle. After 4 years, the male warriors would be reincarnated as hummingbirds, and the women would return to Earth every 4 years as Siwatatio, spirits of fertility. The third destination was Tualocan, the place of a paradise of abundance for those who died by drowning, lightning strikes, or diseases related to water. Finally, Sincalco, the House of Maize, was for those who died by suicide or strangulation. The Mexicas even saw human sacrifice as a way to nourish their deities, guaranteeing the balance of the cosmos and the vital movement of the sun. Although their civilization was marked by a certain harshness, their poetry and prayers reveal a profound tenderness and lament for loss. But even in the defeat of the Spanish conquest, the idea of continuity prevails. Tenochtitlan became Mexico City, and in a sense, the empire itself was reincarnated into something different. For the Mexicas, death was not the end, but the beginning of an endless cosmic cycle of transformation and regeneration. It was the profound start of a new life. Money